In a quiet Igbo village by the blue river Nneora, there lived a young fisherman named Chimka. Every morning, before sunrise, he pushed his small canoe into the water and cast his net, hoping to catch fish to sell at the market. He was kind and gentle, but very poor. Chimka lived alone in a small hut, but made of mud and palm leaves. His parents had died long ago, and he had no one to share his food or stories with. Every night, he sat by the river, talking to the stars as if they were his friends. One night, as he sang softly to himself, he heard a sweet voice echo from the river. It was soft like the wind and beautiful like a flute. He looked around, but no one was there. The river became still, and a strange feeling touched his heart. The next morning, Chimka went fishing as usual, but the same voice came again, clearer this time. "Help me," it cried. He looked into the water and saw a woman floating near the rocks. He quickly jumped into the river and pulled her to the shore. She was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. Her skin glowed like moonlight, and her hair shone like wet gold. But when he looked down, he gasped. Her legs were not legs at all. They were a long silver tail. The woman opened her eyes slowly. "My name is Nneora," she whispered weakly. "I am from the deep waters. Please don't be afraid." Chimka stared in shock but could not move. He had just saved a mermaid. Chimka built a small shade of palm leaves to keep Nneora safe. Every day, he brought her food, roasted fish, and cocoyam. Though she couldn't eat much from the land, she smiled and thanked him. One evening, she said softly, "The river spirits banished me because I broke their law. I fell in love with the world of humans." Her eyes shone with tears like tiny pearls. "If they find me here, they will destroy both me and this village." Chimka's heart trembled. He wanted to help her, but he also feared the spirit of the river. Still, when he looked at her sad eyes, he made a promise. "I will protect you, Nneora, even if it costs my life." Days turned into weeks. Chimka and Nneora became close friends. They laughed, shared stories, and watched the moon together every night. Slowly, their friendship became something deeper. Nneora sang for him, and the fish would gather near their canoe. Her songs made the river dance, and the stars shine brighter. Chimka had never been happier. He caught many fish, and people in the village began to wonder about his new luck. But happiness doesn't last forever. One night, as they sat by the water, a dark shadow appeared in the river. The waves turned wide, and a deep voice echoed, "Nneora, you broke the law of the sea." From the water rose a tall glowing figure with raised eyes and a crown made of shells. It was Ezemmụọ, the king of the river spirits. His voice echoed the trees. "You dare love a human? You know our law." Nneora fell to her knees and begged, "Please, great king, I only wanted to feel what love is." The river roared angrily. Ezemmụọ pointed at Chimka. "You, fisherman, must let her return to the sea, or your world will know sorrow." Then he vanished into the waves, leaving behind the echo of thunder. Nneora began to cry. Chimka held her hands tightly. "I will never let them take you," he said, but deep inside, he felt fear growing like a storm. After that night, strange things started happening in the village. The river water turned dark, fish disappeared, and people could no longer fetch clean water. The villagers came to Chimka angrily. "You angered the gods," they shouted. "You brought a sea spirit among us?" Chimka tried to explain, but no one listened. They threw stones at him and told him to leave the village. That night, Chimka and Nneora hid near the river. "We must go far away," he said sadly. "If we stay, the people will suffer." Nneora nodded, and tears rolled down her glowing face. Chimka carried his small bag and helped Nneora move through the forest at night. Her tail glowed softly, lightening the path. They found a quiet stream where she could rest and breathe. He built a new hut for them there. For many days, they lived happily again. Nneora laughed once more, and Chimka's heart healed. But deep down, he knew the river spirits were watching. One evening, while he was fetching water, he saw his reflection change. His eyes had turned blue like the sea. He dropped the pot in fear. "The curse is following me," he whispered. The next night, Ezemmụọ returned. The water rose high, and thunder rolled without rain. "You cannot hide from the law," the spirit king boomed. Nneora came out, trembling. "Please, punish me alone. Chimka did nothing wrong." But Ezemmụọ shook his head. "You shared love with a human, so he now belongs to the sea." Suddenly, Chimka's leg felt weak, and he fell into the water. His body glowed, and his heart raced. Nneora screamed, "No! Stop!" But the spirit king only said, "The sea always takes back its own." When Chimka woke up, he found himself underwater. He could breathe. Around him were glowing fishes and shining rocks. Nneora was beside him crying. "You are one of us now," she said sadly. "They changed you so we can be together here." Chimka looked at his reflection and saw small scales on his quills. "But what about my village?" he asked. "They will suffer if the curse continues." Nneora nodded. "The curse will end only if we leave this world forever. We must go deep into the sea, where no woman has ever been." Chimka looked into her eyes and said softly, "Then let's go." Hand in hand, Chimka and Nneora swam past coral caves and sleeping wells. The water became dark and colder. Strange creatures watched them silently. Nneora said, "We are going to the heart of the sea, where unforgotten spirits sleep. Once we reach there, the River King will lose his power over us." Chimka nodded bravely, but as they swam deeper, the water turned red like blood. A giant gate of bones appeared before them, guided by a snakefish with glowing eyes. "No one leaves the sea," it hissed. "Turn back or die." Chimka took a broken shell and held it like a knife. "We will not turn back," he said. The snakefish attacked, but Nneora sang a sharp, loud song that shocked the sea. The bones cracked and the snake screamed in pain. Together, they broke through the gates. The sea exploded with bright light, and a deep voice whispered, "Your love has reached the heart of truth." Nneora hugged Chimka tightly. "We did it," she cried. "We broke the curse." But suddenly, her body began to fade. "What is happening?" Chimka shouted in fear. A calm voice echoed around them. It was the spirit of the heart of the sea. True love always asks for a price. One of you must return to the land, and the other must stay forever. Nneoma smiled weakly. "You must go, Chimka. Your people need you." Tears flowed down her face like streams of silver. "Tell them love can heal even the anger of spirits." Chimka refused, crying, "No, I can't leave you." But before he could say more, light surrounded him, and everything went silent. Chimka woke up on the riverbank, coughing water. His body was human again. Around him, the river shone with clear, clean water. The curse was gone. The villagers came running. "It's a miracle," they shouted. "The river is healed." But Chimka did not smile. He looked at the water and whispered, "Nneora." That night, he sat alone by the river. The moon was full, and the water sparkled softly. Suddenly, he heard her voice in the waves, singing his favorite song. Every night after that, Chimka came to the river to listen. Nneora's song filled the air with peace. The fish returned, and the people called the river Nneora's blessing. Children came to play by the water, but Chimka never told them the full story. He just smiled and said, "The river loves those who love with pure hearts." Sometimes, when the moon was very bright, he could see her shadow in the water, smiling at him. Years passed, and Chimka grew old, but he never married. He always sat by the same spot where he found Nneora. One quiet night, he whispered, "My love, I am coming home." A soft wind blew, and the river glowed brighter than ever. The villagers said they saw a shining figure walk into the water and disappear. From that day, no one saw Chimka again. But sometimes at midnight, two glowing figures are seen dancing on the water, the fisherman and the mermaid together. In this story, the moral lesson is You cannot fight what you don't have power over. You can only control things, physical things, earthly things, but when it comes to spiritual things, you have to go extra mile to fight it. Love is not just all about I love you. Love is all about sacrifice. Sacrifice and everything, displeasing yourself. Love is not selfish and love is not wicked. If you love this story, subscribe, comment and like this story for more again to come. Thank you.